Yo guys, what's going on here? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Now in today's video, guys, I'm going to be bringing you a really unique passing offense that can beat defenses in Madden 22. Now quickly guys, before you head into today's video, if you guys have not checked out my two most recent videos, they are going to be in the top right of the screen right now in the card. But guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's move into the pre-play adjustments for this passing offense. Alright guys, so here we go. This is going to be the offense right here. We are going to be working out of the gun split twins formation out of the Atlanta Falcons offensive playbook, and the play is going to be called, let me just go to the play real quick. It's going to be called post halfback corner. Now in the description I have went and I have put all the playbooks that this play is in the Madden 22. But basically right here, what you're going to do, we're going to start off here with the coaching adjustments. Now if you don't use any ball carrier moves such as the juke or spin move, definitely go ahead and put it on conservative, as it will limit the amount of times you fumble. And as well, you do got to be a little bit careful if you're running into players like Jamal Adams, Bobby Wagner, basically big hit players. You want to be very wary of that, so putting ball carrier on conservative is one of the safest moves you can do on offense in terms of not fumbling the ball. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is going to be the personnel that you're going to want on the field for this play. Now this is a little bit interesting. So basically on this outside position, first of all, you want to have your best receiver as well as a somewhat fast receiver if you can get it. So we have Calvin Ridley, who'll do a pretty good job on this play. And then the slot here, you want to get a guy that's one of the fastest, if not the fastest on your team. So we have Russell Gage. He has 90 speed. Not great, but he's the fastest on the Falcons, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Now, in terms of the backfield, this is where it gets interesting right here. Basically, in this position that I have Hayden Hurst in right now, you can do two things. You can either, to get more speed and more speed, you want to go ahead and you want to put a running back in this position, so we can put Wayne Gallman or Cordell Patterson in this spot. However, you can also go ahead and put a tight end right here to get better catching and better blocking on run plays. So I put Hayden Hurst right here. He's actually not too bad of a player to put in this spot, and this will definitely work the two tight end set if you have two good tight ends on your team. Like the Eagles have Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. The Buccaneers have Rob Gronkowski and OJ Howard. You obviously have the Falcons with Kyle Pitts and Hayden Hurst. So definitely go ahead and put a tight end in the backfield, as it will definitely help you in terms of run blocking when you go ahead and run plays, and then it will also help you in the pass game, as a tight end is better at catching than a running back. So once again, if you want more speed, put a running back here. If you want better catching and better pass blocking or / run blocking, go ahead and throw a tight end right here. Now what we're going to be doing here, the play is going to be post halfback corner. Now also, I want to quickly address something as well with this. If you go ahead and you put a tight end in the backfield, this will actually give you the opportunity to audible down to other run formations. So I'll show you in the basically we're going to be reviewing the Playart. I will show you what I mean right now. All right guys, so here we go. So we're going to be reviewing the Playart. Now first things first here, I'm going to show you what formations you can audible to out of this. So you can audible to single back wing slot, single back wing, single back ace close, and single back deuce close out of this formation. Now this is in the Atlanta Falcons offensive playbook, and as I said before in the description, I will have the other playbooks that this is in. So definitely go ahead and, if you can, put a tight end in the backfield. That's the best move. That's what I like to do, as it will give you the opportunity to audible to other formations on offense. But if you choose to put a running back there, that's fine. You'll just have a two running back set. So right here in this here, what we're going to be talking about here is we're going to be first reviewing the play. Now, what you're going to want to do in terms of lining it up, you want to go ahead and put this, you want to run this play or run best on the right hash, as the running back is going on this little weird corner route that I actually went over in one of my previous videos, red zone scissors. So this is a great route, and you want to give the running back a bit of space to run. So go ahead and run this on the right hash to run this play, as this is going to be that's going to be the most effective. But you can also run it on the middle hash as well on the left. You can really choose what to do, but in my opinion, I like to run it on the right. Now in terms of the route you have on the field, obviously I mentioned before, you have the wide receiver, he's on that corner route, but you also do have a double post route on that left side with B and X. This is actually going to be very good for beating man defenses, as it gets great separation, and if you have a really fast receiver in that slot position, it will definitely do wonders for you. Now also on the right side, not as many routes. You only have a check and release hitch route by the second running back or the tight end that you subbed in the backfield, and you will go ahead and have that. And that actually is really good, as it could pick up blitzes. It will pick up blitzes, as well as if there's no blitz, or if there's no person that gets free, you can go ahead and run a hitch, and that will do very, very well against most coverages. And you also have the tight end blocking, which we will talk about the main tight end coming up here. But basically, this is going to be reviewing the Playart, but now we're going to go ahead and we're going to head into setup number 1. All right, guys, so here we go. This is going to be the first setup. Now, what we're going to do, we're just going to run this play stock. Now, the progressions that you're going to want to go through, you're going to want to first look at the RB receiver, either the second tight end or the running back that you subbed in that position. You're going to want to look at him first, as he is on that check and release hitch route. When hitch routes, you got to throw them very quickly in this game, or otherwise linebackers or defensive backs will really get on you and possibly force an interception. So you want to be throwing that really quick. So just go ahead, look at these linebackers in the middle, the two linebackers, Levante David and Devin White, see if they drop back. Also, another good guy to look at as well is going to be that right side corner that has the purple C above him. Just see if he drops back in coverage. If your opponent runs like a cover 3, for example, the hitch is going to be very, very effective. Now, the next read you're going to want to look at here, the next receiver, is going to be the B receiver. He cuts a bit earlier than the X receiver, so that's why he's the second read. And also, this is going to be a great man coverage beater if it's like a cover 0, for example, and there's no safeties over the top to help. Now, the third player you're going to want to look at, and probably the most effective receiver in all of this, is going to be that wide receiver coming out of the backfield on that weird corner route. That will beat a lot of coverages, such as cover 2 and man coverage, and it will do a very, very nice job of getting you a good chunk of yards. And then finally, look at the X receiver on the left side, also another great man beater. So pretty much here, we're just going to hike the ball. We're going to see right here, linebackers are going to drop back, so we're going to be going ahead and throwing that hitch. Now, what I do recommend is lowballing it, which is going to be holding that left trigger in. That's going to be doing a low pass, and you can either do an aggressive catch if you think that the linebackers are going to pick that pass off, or you can go with a possession catch just to be safe. I like to go with a possession catch if there's not, a lot of pressure around that player. But if there is a lot of pressure, in most cases, don't throw it. But if you think you can fit it in, if you have like Aaron Rodgers, for example, with Gunslinger, then just make the aggressive catch. Now, what we're going to do, we're just going to run this play one more time, and you're going to see running back does not get open on this play. Actually, nobody really gets open. Well, actually, never mind. I stand corrected. The B receiver is going to get open. If you have a good receiver in that spot, he will make that toe tap catch. But now, guys, we're going to be moving into setup number 2. All right, guys, so here we go. This is going to be setup number 2. What we are going to be doing here is we're going to be blocking the RB receiver who's on that check and release hitch. So just press Y, RB, and then right trigger. So you see now he's on a blocking assignment. And then the last thing we're going to do, we're going to be throwing the A receiver on a flat route, which is going to be Y, A, and left trigger. So basically right here, we're going to be giving our opponent another look right here. Basically, the RB receiver is blocking now, and then the A receiver is going on a flat. Now, you want to, in terms of your progressions, you first want to look at the A receiver. You want to really see if that right side corner is going to drop back deep in coverage, like in a cover 3. If he does go ahead and do that, you're going to be able to easily pick up yards with the A receiver as he's going on a pretty short route. And then go ahead and look at the B receiver, Y receiver, and X receiver. So those are the reads. We're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see right here that there was man coverage. And as you can see, the running back is just going to get wide open on that play, and you'll be able to get some pretty easy yards with that route. We're just going to run it one more time. So what we're going to do, block the RB receiver and then put the A receiver, on a flat. Now, what's so interesting about this is that you can't use tight end routes. It's a little weird, but the tight end can actually go. If I go ahead and do a hot route for the tight end, you see I have no delay fade, no block and release cross. I have nothing like that. And the reason why is because in this formation, you can use wide receiver hot routes on tight ends. So if you have, I don't know, I don't think tight ends can get slot apprentice or anything like that. I don't think they can. But basically, you can get extra hot routes right here, and you can get different hot routes as well. And this is definitely going to be very useful for this right here. So we're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see, we're just going to look at the B receiver. Just gets wide open. Now, unfortunately, Matt Ryan did overthrow that, but we would have had a touchdown. Also, I believe X was open we're going to take a look at the instant replay, but I believe I had him over the top. We're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see, yeah, so I probably would not have had him. I would have had to pass lead up because that safety was right there. But you're seeing, just look at how much separation Russell Gage has from that cornerback. He's going to easily be able to make that catch if that's an accurate throw. But now, guys, we're going to be moving on to the third and final setup for this offense. All right, guys, so here we go. This is going to be the third and final setup here for this offense. What we're going to be doing is we're first going to be throwing the RB receiver on a streak, which is going to be YRB, and then up on that left stick. This will actually get into the soft spot of a lot of zones, and it's a very, very solid play. It's very, very solid. Really, the only way that your opponent can stop this, I believe, is if they have 0 yards for their vertical hooks and all that kind of stuff, or they can go ahead and throw the right side edge rusher into a vertical hook. I believe that stops it, but for the most part, you can't really stop it. It does beat the soft spot in most coverages. And then next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to throw the A receiver right here on a flat, which is going to be YA in left trigger. And pretty much here, this is the setup. Now, for your progressions, you're going to want to first look at the A receiver who is going on the flat. Then you're going to want to look at the RB receiver going on a streak. Then B, then Y, then X. So we're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see right here, A is going to get open. We'll be able to turn up field for about 4 or 5 yards. You know, pretty solid gain right there. We're just going to run it one more time. So once again, third setup here, guys. Streak RB and flat A. Pretty simple here. We're just going to hike the ball. You're going to see that this is man coverage. B is just going to get just wide open. And unfortunately, that player, number 31, Antoine Winfield, because he was in a man coverage assignment, he did come up the field. That was a little problematic, but you saw how good of a release Russell Gage got on that corner right there. So guys, that's going to pretty much do it here for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that like button. Let's try to 5 likes. You guys are awesome. Take care, but most importantly, stay classy.